Hey everyone, I'm Ross Chastain, and welcome back to the studio at the farm for episode 3 of Asphalt, presented by Levrack and powered by Ag American Media. Full episodes can be found on the Like a Farmer YouTube page and wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Today, we're going to look back at my races at COTA and Phoenix, and then I'm going to take you down to Sexton Farms in Punta Gorda, Florida, where Scott Sexton's going to explain a lot of things, but probably most importantly for his farm this season, the role that Mother Nature plays in farming in South Florida. And it's episode 3, and I finally got my way on something. I'm going to introduce y'all to producer Ben. What's up, Ben?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, buddy. Glad to have you officially on the mic, part of the show moving forward. Well, we ran our first Xfinity race, the 9 car with JRM, acceptance insurance. That's been something that I've wanted to do for a long time. So to finally get in a JRM car, that was a really cool experience. Thought we had a shot to win if I didn't speed on pit road. Unforced error there. I don't have any more road course races in the car, but I've got 4 more on ovals, which I'm really excited about. That cup race at COTA, we have to talk about that, don't we?
Anything you want to talk about there?
Oh, gosh. No comment.
That's fine. We can move on.
No. Look, I wrecked the 9 car. I did. I drove in turn 1. I made a bad decision to go bottom of 5 wide, and I didn't slow down enough to respect the guy 3 rows up. So, yeah, the bad decision, and then I executed that bad decision poorly. That's not productive, but glad they recovered, and we got a decent day out of that with 12th. We pitted as early as we could to make it on fuel, so we had the oldest tires of cars we were around and kind of got eaten up there at the very end, but all in all, I'd call it average day. I thought if we were on equal tires, we could have ran right there with SVG. He ended up, I think, 6th, so that was maybe the high water mark for us would have been 7th. Not a pleasant start to that race.
What did you think of the new layout? Did you like the short course, or do you kind of miss the long layout?
I liked it. I mean, I enjoyed the long layout for sure. I mean, we won there, so I think average finish in the top 5. So it's going to look worse being that we finished 12th, but I felt equally competitive. I thought 6A was laid out really well for us, except that they were allowing us to cut turn 6, so that wasn't ideal. They just weren't enforcing the track limits. But 6B was really awkward for me, so I drove off in the grass on the exit there like a third of the laps probably in the race. That wasn't very productive for me, so didn't make up much time there.
So it sounds like you took a quick trip to Orlando after COTA?
Yeah, another produce show. We have a lot of them in the ag industry. This one was a Southeast Produce Council show, and so I got to go see my friends at Fresh from Florida. They brought in some other growers. So we're Fresh from Florida farmers and growers for watermelons, and then there's people from sweet corn, oysters, seafood, and on land. So I got to meet some people that I hadn't met before and some other groups that participate in the Fresh from Florida program, which was neat. Had some family there myself that are day-to-day in our watermelon operation. So it was good to grab dinner with them, and then jumped on a flight, a 9:15 p.m. flight on Spirit, which if you haven't taken a Spirit flight lately, yeah, it's probably hard to have much sympathy for me, but the seats don't recline. It's just a whole thing. Flying from Orlando to Vegas, there were a ton of babies that were not happy to be on that late night flight. So had a good chorus of crying going on.
Sounds like a good time. That's not necessarily a short flight by any means, but
no, and Spirit's kind of on the like fuel savings mode. I feel like I feel like the engines were definitely at less than maximum power headed across the country. But hey, we got there. We landed, so it was good.
Yeah, that's good. Got there safe. All right, well, should we get into the Smashdown?
Yeah, man, let's get into the Smashdown presented by Levrack. Christopher Bell has now won 3 races in a row. It doesn't make me excited. That's incredible. It's so challenging. I mean, y'all see it, how hard it is to win one race, especially in the Gen 7 era. All these cars are equal. So for him to go get a super speedway with Atlanta, I call it super speedway, a road course at COTA, and then a Phoenix win is just incredible. And it's not surprising he's doing it. Obviously, that team has been winning races for a really long time, but for him to do it and execute across all 3 of those races is, I mean, that's what you hope for as a driver. You're just, everything is working. Everything's working right for him. So he's racked up a ton of playoff points. Obviously, he's living right. So I don't know what else to say other than congratulations, man. That's so hard to even think of doing, let alone them going out and accomplishing it. But they had the option tire at Phoenix, so we had the red sidewall tires. That was something we hadn't done in a little while since Richmond last year in New Hampshire. So I can't believe it's working as good as it is, honestly. I thought Richmond, the tires would like be really fast and then we would fall off partway through a run and we would actually be slower on the reds than the traditional yellows. Another impression of the reds after using it a couple times last year is I think that there's some real merit there. Even if we just run the reds as the primary, the yellows there's just like no grip, which is cool. We're sliding around, but as a race car driver, I always want to go faster.
Speaking of somebody that has a lot of road course racing experience, Catherine Legg ran the Cup race in the 78 for Live Fast Motorsports, BJ McLeod. I know you have a good relationship with him. And you I think you have a relationship with her from the JD Motorsports days. Is that right?
Yeah, we were teammates years ago. She would come over and run some of the road course races. So we were in those red cars together. So it's cool to see, once I met her, watch her career. She had a career way before I met her, but then watch her go make the Indy 500 last year, like keeping her foot in the gas, driving in the wall off turn 4 on her qualifying attempt, and made the Indy 500 when she wasn't, I guess, expected to as much. It was so cool to see her excitement because I'll be honest, it gets a little natural feeling to be running these Cup races. And it was a good reminder for me that how big of a deal this is. And to think of her and all of her accomplishments, to see her as excited as she was really cool. So that was Phoenix. And before we jump into Vegas, I spent some time with Scott Sexton down in Punta Gorda, Florida at Sexton Farms. And we talked all things specialty crops on his farm there. And I even got to try one of their beefsteak tomatoes. So let's check that out. Boots on the ground here in Punta Gorda, Florida today at Sexton Farms. We're going to talk to Scott Sexton and learn about his operation. They've got beefsteak tomatoes that I'd like to try one, peppers, and several other commodities here in Punta Gorda that we want to see. Let him tell us all about it.
Yes, it is today. We need the rain, but other than that, we're here battling the hurricane stuff that we've gone through for the last 3 years almost.
So we're standing in the middle of a 650-acre field. We've got peppers, eggplant. What else is out here?
Tomatoes, jalapenos, habaneros, long hots, a little bit of everything, little specialty crops, but our primary focus is round tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, and bell peppers.
Now, when they're buying them, tell me about a round. What do you mean?
A round tomato is a big beefsteak tomato. Okay. That's one you slice and put on a hamburger.
So, being in South Florida, we keep getting hit with hurricanes. It's been a little more often than we'd like lately these last few years. But did you have these plants in the ground?
Yes, these plants were here. These last 2 hurricanes we got 2 weeks apart. They were here in Hurricane Ian when it came, I guess 3 years ago, and we've battled hurricanes here very, very bad. I mean, and it would literally, it wiped everything out. Complete 100% loss.
And do you carry crop insurance on?
Oh yeah. It only covers 2 commodities. So all your cucumbers we had, all the specialty stuff,
so
it's not insured.
You can only go, you
get 2, peppers and tomatoes are the only ones that you can get commercial insurance on.
Was it rain that got you, or the wind, or the salt?
It was both. It was rain, wind, and this last one was salt. I mean, it had a lot of salt with it. It killed tons of plants with the salt.
How do you deal with that? Do you go take a break, come back the next day?
Probably ought to go to the bar.
Drink Busch Light?
Yep, a bunch. Yeah. Makes it better, but no, you just get up, strap your boots on, and get back to work.
So as we walk out here, these survived the storm. You see, or I see, some visible damage.
Yes,
and
these were first tie, what we call first tie is down here. The plants were that big on the first tie, and as you can see, what it does, scars, all these wind scars like this. We'll pull that off and show that.
So there's nothing wrong with that.
As far as the tomato, you can still eat it, but it's cosmetically, it's not.
It's not.
And people eat with their eyeballs.
That won't sell.
So, no.
And I think that's a big misconception, is that you get to the grocery store and you're looking for that perfect piece of produce. Yeah. Watermelon,
whatever it is,
tastes the
tomato.
same. It's going to eat.
And
You're not eating this part anyway.
correct.
And it is, and like I said, you can see the damage of this, and it just took a long time for them to grow back out, because you can see the part that got damaged is down here. The part where it grew back, better weather, it's a lot better shape.
What's the growing season on these?
These, we do a fall and a spring here, and we'll plant these, weather dependent. We'll plant these mid-August all the way up till about September 20th, and then go from there, growing season, harvest, and then after we're done here, we'll clean this up. Like this time of year, we won't replant this until next year, but this will be rotated into a crop of peppers, cucumbers, something like that.
All right, one's green, one's red.
Well,
Why?
this one has ripened on the vine, and we will pick these and ship these and market these as well. They don't have the shelf life that this green one does. We'll pick these at a certain point green when they're mature, and we'll go and gas these. Then they go into a gas room. The gas is an ethylene gas. It's not anything bad. So, and that's what'll ripen them. And it allows these to ripen at the same rate.
So we're part of the Fresh from Florida campaign. I think y'all are too. It's really pretty incredible that the state works so hard to tell our story. The fact that you can get these tomatoes nationwide and a good part of the year, but the only way that they're going to get out of the state, because we're so far from Georgia down here, this tomato's not, it's not going to make it.
It's not going to make the ride.
Right.
Not up the road real far.
Right.
But this one will, because like I said, we will use a ripening ethylene gas, and it will allow it to ripen at a certain pace,
right,
evenly with all the rest. When these are green, you'll see a little white star here.
Okay.
And then once they go into the ripening process in the ripening rooms, this will turn red. It'll start out pink, and then it'll go from that all the way through the whole tomato. But it doesn't ripen it so fast. It's not like fully ripe on the vine like these. This allows us, from our state, to send this all the way across the country if we need to.
Yeah. Nice change of pace from watermelons all the time.
This one might even have a little hurricane salt in it for you. It is good. That is a good tomato.
I remember the day that I bit into one of the hamburger, I was like, I'm not going to take it off. And I was like, we made it pretty good.
As you see, we're here in a bell pepper block right now with just a regular variety of bell peppers. One green, one turning red. This variety is a particular variety that will do both, and you can market it either way. You can pick it a little earlier in the green, or we can pick it, let it sit a little while, pick it when it's red. And a lot of that is customer driven, and a lot of it's price driven. Sometimes these are way higher, sometimes these are way higher, so
right,
it allows you to do both. Speaking of the hurricane, this block actually went through the hurricane, and it was completely wiped out. They look sandblasted. And for that plant, when we planted them, they were probably yay tall. And then it completely defoliated it, patched all the plastic we had to, and literally kind of just said, well, we'll see what happens. We'll take it to harvest. And they've grown back.
Isn't that amazing?
Believe me, I would never know they could do that. So.
But you were so far into it that you couldn't stop.
Yep. We couldn't start over.
You would have been a complete loss.
Complete loss.
Part of this Ag to Asphalt whole idea is to use my platform to tell the stories of that 1% of our population is in charge of feeding the other 99%.
Well, I'm glad that you can do that, because what I want the people to know, that 99%, is what entails taking from a piece of dirt raw over there and turning it into a finished product. What all goes into it when they go to the grocery store and buy this, and they look at the price of it, and of course everything's so high. They look at it and go, wow, wonder why this is so high. Well, hopefully you can use this platform to show them all the farms you go to, not just this one, but all the farms you go to in different states and everything else. Show them, say, hey, listen, when you turn this in, from dirt to this, there's a lot of work goes into it, and you're at the, mercy of the elements.
All right, got your size 14 Georgia boot here.
Well, thank you very much.
We know it's hard work, and Got America's hardest working boot here to, when you lace them up on a wet day like this, or slip these on, I guess. No laces.
Yeah, but hopefully it'll slip.
Yeah.
But
Well, they're just slip-ons.
I
so.
greatly appreciate it. Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
very much.
Yeah.
I greatly appreciate it.
A big thank you to Scott and Sexton Farms, as well as Levrack, Georgia Boot, and Fresh from Florida for letting us come see their operation. Now let's jump into Vegas. All right, Las Vegas this weekend. For those of y'all that have been around for a little while, you might remember this was the site of our very first National Series win back in 2018 in the 42 Xfinity car for Chip Ganassi Racing when I had that 3-race tryout. That was an incredible day. Thinking back on that, I get excited about Vegas and have such vivid memories of that weekend. Everything that went into it, from being really upset with qualifying 5th because I knew we had the best car, and going out and leading 80% of the laps that day and dominating and just executing on all things was such a special moment. Something that still gets me excited to think about going. And we've actually had chances to win since. I went back the very next year in the Truck Series and could have won the fall race. Got beat on a tire strategy late, but we had the best truck, and have had a few shots in Cup and have sped on pit road several times. So that's 3 times in this one episode that I've had to talk about speeding. Got to keep the speed on the racetrack. I can't have it on pit road anymore. I'm over it. At Vegas, it's been section 1, so I exit the track, like I come off the banking and I just am too fast getting onto pit road. It's just a pure braking issue that I just keep having. I have a bad muscle memory and brake point that I just kind of use it's a habit, and I have not broken it yet. So big emphasis on slowing down for pit road. Do you like going to Vegas, Ben?
Yeah, I would say so. I feel like it's one of those cities that you go to, and every time you go back, you're reminded of how just like insane and crazy it is. Like the people that are there, the buildings, all the lights and everything, especially at night, the fountain, like it's pretty sweet. Do you gamble at all? Do you like anything? Do you enjoy it there? You probably don't get to enjoy as much as maybe some other people that go in the industry, but
I gamble on the track, man. When I drive into turn 1, it's a gamble.
Nice.
Clearly, y'all seen that. No, not really. I mean, I put 20 on red a couple times, but red 36. Harrison Rhodes, an old teammate of mine, both have ran the 36 number, and we always joked that we would just put some money on red 36 and we would split the winnings. And funny, neither one of us have ever paid each other. So I walk by the roulette tables and I see it, and I'll see it up on the board like it's already hit. I'm like, oh, dang it. Should have been here 5 minutes ago and done it. But no, not a big gambler, honestly. I don't know why. It just doesn't really get me excited.
yeah, that's all right. I feel like every time I go, I say I'm going to gamble, and then I just don't. So I just watch other people gamble. I think I like that better. It's a lot cheaper.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I've got the PRN broadcast Saturday. I'm going to jump up in the booth with Mark Garrow and Brad Gilley and the PRN folks. So first one of the year. I've done it at Vegas before. I called Tyler Reddick's Xfinity win there on fuel mileage years ago. So that was my first time, I think. And I've dabbled in it. So excited to get back up in the booth and see those guys. I definitely have a face for radio, I think. So it's a nice, relaxed deal up there. And I remember as a kid listening to the radio and listening to races on the radio, and now to think that I'm the voice that's coming in on some scratchy AM station in the mountains of North Carolina is pretty cool. So excited to get up there with those guys. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this episode of Ag to Asphalt, presented by Levrack and powered by Ag America Media. Be sure to tune in to the Pennzoil 400 this upcoming Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on FS1. And if you want to come see me in Las Vegas, I'll be at Old Red with Busch Light on the Strip on Friday night from 5 to 6 local. And on Sunday, I'll be out at the merch hauler from 9 to 9:30 local time. So wake up early and come get some merch. Subscribe to the Like a Farmer on YouTube, and new episodes drop every other Thursday. Be sure to leave a rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and we'll see you in the next episode.